Welcome to historic Larks Park and Hayes Larks Baseball. This Rocky Mountain Baseball League contest features the Colorado RoughRiders from Wheat Ridge, Colorado, and your Hayes Larks. Tonight's game at 7-2 on the season. 3-1 in the RMBL, while the RoughRiders are 0-6. Free admission for tonight's game has been made possible through the generous sponsorship of Hayes Medical Center. We greatly And now let's meet tonight's starters for your Hayes Larks. Leading off, playing second base from the University of Texas at Arlington, number 2, Tanner Rice. And the left fielder from UGA, number 6, Hunter Rawson. Center field from Hutchinson Community College, number 1, Jack Torosian. From the Larks, the catcher from Houston Baptist University, number 26, Tyler LaRue. Fifth, playing first base from the University of Oklahoma, number 28, Cade Brown. Sixth, the third baseman from Kansas City, Kansas Community College, number 12, Palmer Hutchison. 7th, tonight's designated hitter from Seminole State College, number 5, Jackson Halter. 8th, the shortstop from Arizona Western College, number 4, Ben Firenze. 99th for the Larks, a right fielder from East Tennessee State, number 8, Leo Simeon. Making the pitching side for the Larks, 0-1 on the season from the University of Oklahoma. Coach, Mr. Frank Leo. tonight's national anthem from Paula Nad. Thank you, Paula.
Where I'll be rooting for the Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Larks. Larks! For the Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Larks. Larks! So join me down at the old. I'll be rooting for the Larks. Larks!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to game number 10 of the 2022 Larks season. We're underway quick. Leadoff double from Sam Morris off the hand of Braden Lucarts. Leadoff runner at second base for the Colorado RoughRiders, who had a tough outing against the Larks on Sunday. Starting this game off much better. Morris, the right fielder, at second as Weston Miller comes to the dish. Miller, the second baseman, was coaching the game on Sunday, and he has a ground ball off of a bunt, and it'll be a base hit for Miller. Hutchison couldn't get there in time. Runners on the corners with still nobody out here in the top of the first. Braden Lucart on the mound. He's a St. Joseph, Missouri native, a 6-foot freshman that goes to the University of Oklahoma. This is appearance number 3 on the rubber for Lucarts. Lurs come in this game 7-2 on the season. They're 3-1 in league play, second in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League, 2 games back from the Liberal BJs. They're riding a 3-game win streak, and they've won 6 of their last 7. Off speed will miss outside. 1 ball, no strikes. To Brett Benedetti. Didn't play against the Larks on Sunday, but is in the order today. Takes one at the letters, called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, with runners in the corners in the top of the first. Lucart hasn't made an appearance on the mound in 10 days. Larks giving the ball to their southpaw from St. Joseph, and he misses the zone. 2-1. LaRue blocks it to keep Miller at first base. Casilli on deck with Bronk in the hole for the RoughRiders, who are 0-6 this season. They're 0-5 in league play as we get a chop over the head of Lucart. For Renzi to Rice to Brown in time for a double play, but in the meantime, Sam Morris scores. Larks will trade 2 outs for a run. clear the bases, but the RoughRiders score, and they lead the Larks for the first time this season. So 2 away, bases empty, 1-0 RoughRiders for Gaselli, the DH. 6-4-3 double play. Luke Arts got what he wanted. Got a ground ball. This one goes inside off a slider, 1-0. Larks won 20-3 against the RoughRiders on Sunday. It was a dominant second inning when they put up 12 runs over the course of those 3 outs. They finished the day with 17 hits. Larks won in just 6 innings. It's a good day for quite a few guys at the plate, to say the least. 2-0 becomes 2-1 after this one's a called strike from home plate umpire Randy Jordan. 2-1, 2 away. Do it for the Larks in the bottom of the first. Rice, Rossett, and Tarosian, 1-2-3. Luke the southpaw delivers inside. 3-1 hitters counts for the DH. Gaselli on Sunday against the Larks 0-2 with a couple of strikeouts. He also walked in that game. 3-1 ground ball to Tanner Rice, scoops it at the waist, throws it to first in time. So after allowing 2 leadoff hits, Luke works a double play and a ground out to Rice to end the first inning, but the Colorado RoughRiders take a 1-0 lead. We go to the bottom of the first. Larks down 1. From the first we go here in Hays, Kansas. Larks Park, a great attendance yet again, over pushing maybe 1,000 fans at the park. Much different atmosphere for the Larks than the Colorado games, and that's why the RoughRiders wanted to play 3 here and just 1 in Colorado, and why many teams choose to do that out of the RMBL. You just can't beat the game at Larks Park. It's good to be back. Tanner Rice fouls one off to start. 0-1 starts the second baseman. Garrett Blankenbiller on the mound. The righty goes from the windup, misses outside, 1 ball and a strike. To Tanner Rice, the second baseman. Rice on Monday, the Larks' last game, 2 of 5 with 2 runs scored and a walk. Takes one outside again, 2 balls and 1 strike. On deck, Hunter Ross and Jack Tarosian in the hole for the Larks. Living gets that run back from the top half of the first inning. Rough Riders looking for their first win on the year. Blankenbiller from the windup. Delivers home. Aim will miss low. 3 balls and a strike to Rice out of UTA. Called strike after Rice thought it was ball 4. So we get a full count here to Rice. Rice off to a great start this season, batting .529, 500 slugging percentage. Payoff pitch goes down the third base line in fair territory. A diving effort from Soltis won't reel it in. Rice rounds first, heads to second, and will be in safely. A leadoff double for the Larks. Good hustle from the second baseman. Got him into scoring position. Larks start off the bottom of the first just the same way the Rough Riders started the top of the first with a leadoff double from their top of the order. Takes us to Hunter Rawson, batting .217 this season. Rawson had Monday's game off at the plate, but did courtesy run for catcher Brady Evans, and he scored twice in the 12-day victory against the Game Day Angels. Swing and a miss here to Hunter Rawson. Rawson out of UTA 2. UTA Mavericks at the top of the order for the Larks. Rice, who's at second. Rawson grounds this one to the right side. It's slow to Miller, who moves left, stumbles, and will give Tanner Rice enough time to get to third, and Hunter Rawson enough time to get to first base. It's ruled a hit. And deja vu from the top of the inning, a double and a single to start it off. Runners on the corners with nobody out. Here we go to Jack Tarosian. And who else would you want at the plate than Jack Tarosian? Leading the team on base and on base percentage, reaching base on 60% of his plate appearances, slugging .571. That's fifth on the team behind Hutchison, Dreiling, Brown, and Ferenzi. First pitch to Jack Tarosian will miss outside. 1 ball, no strikes. This one is sent to the backstop and over it. We'll go 1-1 to Tarosian. Jack riding a 3-game hit streak. Had a 5-game hitting streak. Snapped Friday. Looking to put it to 4. Larks have 4 guys with a 6-game hitting streak. 1-1 count to Jack Tarosian. Rice at third, Rawson at first. Blankenbiller on the mound. 2 hits for the Larks, a double and a single. The 1-1 home hits to right center field. It's over the head of Miller. It'll be 1 RBI. And advancing to third is Hunter Rawson. Back-to-back singles for the Larks, 3 straight hits. And we're tied up 1-1. So still runners on the corners, nothing changing there. Tarosian drives in run number 8 of the season. Tanner Rice scores his 13th run of the season. He's now tied with Jack Tarosian for the team lead in runs scored. Rawson at third, one to score for the 10th time this year. We go to the cleanup man, Tyler LaRue. LaRue batting .379. And this season, taking off from first base is Jack Tarosian, who's leading the team in stolen bases. LaRue fouls it back, so Tarosian will be sent back to first base. Tarosian a perfect 7 of 7 this season on the base pass and stolen base attempts. No balls and a strike to LaRue. Third on the team in runs driven in. He has 9. Hutchison and Dreiling had a big weekend to put themselves at 15 runs driven in on this season. Brown on deck. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody outs. Runners on the corners. Terosian takes off for the second time. Pitches in the turf. It bounces up. Miracle blocks it, but elects not to throw down to second instead. Looks back. Hunter Rawson to third, a wise move. Rawson adds the wheels to make it home from third on a throw down to second. Double play off the table. 2 in scoring position. Nobody out for Tyler LaRue. LaRue slugging .448 this season. He's a guy who is apt to get RBI. Sends a line drive hard to left field. Benedetti is not going to get to it. It bounces off the warning track, hits the wall. It's going to be a 2 RBI double for Tyler LaRue. 4 up, 4 hits for the Larks. And they have a 3-1 lead. LaRue gets RBIs 10 and 11 on the season. Larks up 3-1 in the bottom of the first inning. Terosian scores for the 14th time this year. He's back in the team lead. And Hunter Rawson scores for the 10th time this season. We're going to have a quick mound visits from head coach Adam Miller. Miller missed the game on Sunday, was ready to coach it. Then in the warm-ups in the batting practice, took a ball in the cage that was lined, bounced off a pole, and came back kind of in the mouth. Had to get sent to the hospital. Lost a few teeth in the process, but we're glad to see he's back and healthy, ready to go. Talked to him before the game. He said he's getting better, and that's what we like to hear. It was Weston Miller, who was at second base, that took over the head coaching duties, was scratching the lineup card together in the dugout before the game, and did a good job of coaching his team on short notice while also playing in the field Jackie Moon style. Cade Brown to the dish. Runner at second base and Tyler LaRue. And this one will be a called strike. Brown, the first baseman at OU. He's a Franklin, Tennessee native. Redshirt junior, standing at 6'4", digs back in the right-hander's batter's box. Back right foot against the back of the box, waiting on the delivery from Blanken Biller, who goes from the stretch. The 0-1 inside 1-1. Blanken Biller goes to Millersville University. So Brown will catch the bottom of the zone at the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brown. Blanken Biller from Ole, Pennsylvania, stands at 6'5". This year at Millersville. Got 3 wins through 11 appearances. All appearances were in relief through 31 innings. Gets a fly ball from Brown out of play. Gave up 22 hits, 13 runs earned. Allowed 18 walks, striking out 39. And held his opponents to a .210 batting average, making for an ERA in the meantime at 3.86. One ball, 2 strikes, runner at second. RoughRiders still looking for out number 1 in a 3-1 ball game. That will be out number 1. Brown goes down on strikes, swinging at 1 above the letters, just swung under it, and will be out number 1. As we go to Palmer Hutchison, the third baseman, batting 6th in the order. Hutchison went 3 for 5 in his last outing, driving in 3 runs, scoring twice. Had a pair of doubles and a home run. It was a 4 home run weekend for Palmer Hutchison. 3 against the Denver Cougars and 1 against the Game Day Angels. No balls and a strike. It's a Hutch. Hutch leading the team with those 4 home runs. He's driven in 15 and is looking for more here. 0-1 off speed. Will miss outside. 1-1 counts with 1 away. Hutchison in his career against the RoughRiders has scored 11 runs, driven in 5, and picked up 6 hits. This one popped down to play over to the right side. We'll go 1-2 with the count to the Larks' third baseman. 1 of 2 Hays, Kansas natives on the roster. Goes to Kansas City, Kansas Community College. Spent the last 3 years there. He's played in 126 games at KCK, batting .297 with 121 hits. Scored 125 times and driven in 111. Hits one high and deep to left field. Benedetti can forget about it as he leaps up for it. Palmer Hutchison, 5 home runs over the course of the past 4 games. That is career home run number 7 as a Lark. After roping 2 in 2022, he will bring LaRue home from second and make it a 5-1 ball game. Man, Palmer Hutchison is on a tear, and that's going to help him when he's looking for his new college coming to August. Done at KCK. Gets to put on the pink home run cowboy hat and getting back to the dugout as Jackson Halter comes to the dish. 5 hits for the Larks on 1 out. 2 doubles, 2 singles, and now a home run from Palmer Hutchison. Everybody that's come to the plate except for Cade Brown has scored. LaRue scoring for the 7th time this season. Hutchison for the 12th. RBI 16 and 17 for Hutchison right there. In his first season with the Larks in 28 games, Palmer only drove in 7 runs, and then last year, through 36 games, drove in 28 and is already making his mark here early in 2022. Jackson Halter, the DH at the dish, the 1-1, catches the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jackson Halter had a good weekend too, and a really good game against the RoughRiders. Went 2 of 2 at the plate, scoring 3 times, driving in 5, and also walking twice. One of those hits, a home run for Halter. Also had a sacrifice fly. 2-2 count to the catcher from Seminole College, who's the designated hitter today. 5'10 freshman from Texarkana, Texas. Played in 29 games for the Seminoles this year. Picked up 19 hits at the dish through 64 at-bats. Line drive hard to the left side. 2 balls, 2 strikes will stay the count to Halter. That ball from Hutchison was cranked deep between the 349 and 322 markers in left center. And Halter will strike out on a drop third strike. Take his time getting to first and will be thrown out by Miracle. Strikeout number 2 of the inning for Garrett Blankenbiller, and there's 2 away with the bases empty.
The shortstop from Arizona Western College, number 4, Ben Ferenczi.
Ferenczi to the dish, 8th batter of the inning. Having a great year so far. Leading the team in batting average at .440. Most of his production at the plate in terms of getting on base has come off a hit, so on base percentage only 22 points above his batting average. He's picked up 11 hits through 25 trips to the plate. Drove in 7 runs, and he scored 7 as well. No balls and a strike here to Ben Ferenczi. 5-1 Larks, bases empty, 2 away. Jiminian on deck if the Larks need him. Larks have now scored 25 runs against the RoughRiders this season through 6 2/3. Swing and a miss here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Larks have won 8 straight against the RoughRiders dating back to June 21st of 2020. They are undefeated against the RoughRiders at home, 7-0. 2-2 count to Ben Ferenczi. He watches it outside, and the Australian shortstop will work himself a full count. Ferenzi on a 6-game hitting streak. Digs in the right-hander's batter's box, and the payoff pitch hits slowly to the left side, and it will be foul. Ferenzi really reached for that. Pitch he would have let go had there not been 2 strikes, and he'd been forced to protect. Great night for baseball here at Larks Park. Good turnouts. Just a slight wind moving in from left field, but good weather. And Ben Ferenzi will check his swing, but they said he did go around Tony Vega at first base. We'll get Ben Ferenzi with a strikeout. Larks strike out 3 times, but that's not the story of the first. 5 hits, 2 doubles, 2 singles, and 1 home run. Larks score 5, and will take a 5-1 lead to the second inning against the Colorado RoughRiders on Larks Network. Top of the second we go. Braden Lucar returns to the mound. Dominic Bronk at the plates. Has a 1-0 count quick. Lucar on the season 0-1. This is appearance number 3 for the southpaw from OU. He's thrown now 3 1/3, striking out 2. He allowed 1 walk, 8 hits, 4 earned runs. Came in this game with an 11.57 ERA, but don't judge him off of that. He's much better than what the ERA shows early on this season. Off-speed curveball, nice pitch. Gets a swing and a miss out of Dominic Bronk. And we'll go 1-2 with the counts. Lucart's last inning was against the Collegians here at home, and he gets a pop fly over the left side. It's going to bounce in the Larks dugouts, and we'll stay 1-2. Larks brought 8 to the plate in the first inning. RoughRiders brought half of that, only brought 4 to the dish, but they did pick up a run off of 2 hits. It was Morris who scored. On-speed breaking ball again will be fouled off. We'll stay 1-2. Bronk against the Larks on Sunday. 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeouts. Larks up by 4. Defense straight up, and we'll bring you that alignment here in a second. As this one will go outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes from Lucarts. Lucart, no appearances on the mound this year at OU. He'll miss outside here, 3-2. Lucart was rated as the 25th overall player in the state of Missouri by Perfect Game coming out of high school. And he has 2-2, will miss. And the scoreboard at Larks Park wrong. That was actually a 3-2 delivery, and it'll miss the zone and be a walk. It's the second walk allowed this season for Braden Lucart. And there's a runner at first with nobody outs. PBR thought a little bit better of Braden Lukehart. They rate him as the 15th best player in the States. In 2021, Perfect Game and PBR named him the Missouri Player of the Year. He was the All News Press Now Baseball Player of the Year in the same year. And in that same 2021 season, unanimous first-team Midland Empire Conference selection. Scoreboard Larks reads an 0-1 count to Trevor Moore. Put outside 1-1. Defensively for the Larks, from left to right in the outfield, Rawson, Rosie, and Jeminian. Infield, Hutchison at third base, Ferenzi at short, Rice at second, Brown at first, and Tyler LaRue. It's Nice backstop. Called strike one here to Moore. Soltis on deck, Brooks in the hole. Lukehart's senior year of high school had a 4-0 record on the mound, a .83 ERA, striking out 95 through 48 in the third. Also threw a no-hitter on April 21st of his senior year, and at the plate had a great year, batting .589.
It's courtesy of the Hayes Police Department.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Moore. Getting his lead at first base is Bronk. RoughRiders have had a leadoff runner on base every inning. Both inning, ground ball to third baseman Hutchison. Decides to go to first with it, and Moore will be on a ground out to Hutchison. Bronk at second base now with one away. Soltis to the dish, the third baseman, getting his first action against the Larks this season. Brooks on deck, Miracle in the hole. As I mentioned, Lukehart's last outing was against the Collegians on the 5th here at Larks Park. Threw 1 inning of relief, gave up 1 hit, earned 1 run, struck out 1, walking none. Made his debut on the season, the Larks season opener. In Great Bend, went 1 1/3 in relief and was credited with the loss. Allowed 5 hits, gave up 2 runs, 4 scored on them, but only 2 of them were earned. Allowed 1 walk and earned 1 strikeouts. 0-1 from Lukehart, popped to the right side. It'll be plenty foul. Larks will go back to their defensive alignment. Lukehart was robbed of his junior year of high school baseball because of the pandemic, but in his sophomore year had a 2.50 ERA on the mound, striking out 66 through 36 innings. And in his debut year of high school, freshman year, 5-3 on the mound, 2.10 ERA, striking out 60 through 45. Line drive into right field. The throw from Jeminian is going to be a good one, just but a little bit too late, and it will be an RBI single for Keegan Soltis. Bronx scores in the process. It's a 5-2 ball game. Hit number 3 of the ball game for the RoughRiders. That one was placed well. Jeminian had a good throw from right field. But again, it was just a little bit too late for LaRue to be able to apply the tag in time. RoughRiders cut the deficit to 3. Fourth batter of the inning, Colton Brooks, the shortstop. First pitch off speed outside for a called strike. Lukehart throws first pitch strikes on just about a third of the batters he faces, throwing strikes on 65% of his pitches. 60% of the batters he faces are either out or on base in less than 3 pitches. No balls, 2 strikes to Brooks. Larks looking for another inning-ending double play. Swing and a miss, and Lukehart will pick up strikeout number 1 of the day, number 3 of the season, and had a nice pitch to end it right there. Bottom of the order, Braden Miracle, who caught on Sunday. Went 0 for 2, driving in, no runs, striking out a couple of times, walking once, and scoring 1. And this one will miss outside 1-0 to the catcher, who was also at the bottom of the order on Sunday. 1-0 counts will become 2-0 as this one misses the zone. Lukart looks home, delivers, and the southpaw will miss low. 1 ball added to the count. 3-0 count, 2 away, runner at first base. Lukart delivers, and it's a called strike. Lukart looks, and Soltis at first base delivers, and will walk Miracle on 5 pitches. Walk number 3 of the season from Lukart, number 2 of the inning. The last walk he gave, the guy who drew the walk came around to score. Larks will hope for a different result here. 2 on, 2 outs. To go back to the top of the order, Sam Morris, and we'll get a courtesy runner at first. Sam Morris the dish. He doubled to start off the game and scored off the bat of Brett Benedetti. Lukart delivers, swing and a miss. No balls and a strike. Lukart draws swing and misses on 6% of his pitches, but has gotten quite a few tonight. 0-1 home, swing and a miss again, 0-2. Batter number 6 of the inning. Right to the top of the order in the second inning. RoughRiders doing a much better job of handling the Larks today than they did on Sunday. As I mentioned, they lost by 17. They're down by just 3 today. Check swing from Morris. He'll send it over the right side. Will stay 0-2 with the counts. Oh-2 from Lukart. Ground to the third base side. It'll go between Ferenzi and Hutchison. Racing in from left is Rosson. Pump fakes on his throw. Decides to go to second with it as Wild. It goes to first. And it'll be another hit for Sam Morris. This one an RBI single. Scoring is Keegan Soltis. Miracle to second. And the deficit is cut to 2. 5-3 Larks. I think Lukart might just be in his head a little bit because he's a much better pitcher than what the numbers show for the Larks this year. It's appearance number 3 of him. His first start, his first 2 outings were in relief. Was supposed to be a regular in the bullpen this year for the Sooners, and then battled an injury. 1-0 called strike 1. That curveball from Lukart's been his best pitch tonight. Miller at the dish. He singled in the first inning. Sends one back to Lukart, fields it at his chest, and will toss the underhand to a fellow Sooner and Cade Brown. RoughRiders get a couple of runs in the second inning, but they'll trail by 2. Larks 5, RoughRiders 3 as we go to the bottom of the second on Larks Network. Bottom of the second, Larks up by 2. Jiminian to lead it off. RoughRiders brought 7 to the plate in the second inning. Got 2 hits, 2 walks, scored 2, and left 2 on. 1-0 count to Jiminian. This one will be in the zone, called strike. Lincoln Biller returns for the second inning on the rubber after having 5 earned runs in the first, striking out all 3 outs but giving up 5 hits. Larks left none on, walked no times. And Jiminian will be hit off the left arm and will take first base, and he'll take us back to the top of the order. Tanner Rice to the dish. Larks fans, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and Rough Rider fans alike. Put these streams on so you can watch for free, but it tremendously helps us out a ton when you do subscribe and turn the notification bell so you'll get notified when we go live for each game. Help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers so we can be a part of YouTube's creators list and really take our broadcast to the next level. No balls and a strike to Tanner Rice after a called strike. The second baseman doubled back in the first inning and scored off the bat of Jack Tarosian. Check over at Jiminian. He's in safely. Larks have stolen 22 bases this year on 24 attempts. Actually 23 out of 25 with Tarosian stolen base in the last inning. This one will bounce off the plate. 1-1. Miracle looks back. Jiminian to first. That hit by pitch was the 10th time this season the Larks have been hit. And the 3rd time Jiminian's been plugged. 1 ball and a strike. This ball is grounded to second baseman. Miller scoops it. Brooks in time. And then the Bronc in time. 4-6-3 double play off the bat of Tanner Rice. Defensively for the Rough Riders, Benedetti in left, Moore in center, Morrison right. Soltis at third, Brooks at short, Miller at second, Bronc at first, and then Miracle is tonight's backstop. Ronson at the plate, he's 1 for 1 today with a run scored. This one will be a breaking pitch that misses outside. Blank and Biller waited on the call, didn't get it. Larks have picked up 5 hits. All 5 were in the first inning. And late on the swing is Rawson. This one fouled over the right side. 1-1 with the count. 2 away. Base is empty. The 1-1 home to Rawson. Check swing. Tony Vegas at first base says it'll be a called strike, or not a called strike, but it will be a strike. Strikeouts have been kind of a problem for Hunter Rawson. He struck out 7 of his 23 plate appearances, or at-bats. He's picked up 6 hits, 3 singles, 2 doubles, and a home run. This one will be at the chin over the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away in the bottom of the second inning. Larks up by 2. Larks looking to keep their 3-game win streak alive. We're just gone off of a 4-game road trip to Colorado in which they went 3-1, losing on Friday the game day. Angels beat the Rough Riders on Saturday. Cougars on Sunday. Actually flipped those. Cougars on Saturday, Rough Riders on Sunday. And then the Angels on Monday. The payoff pitched is going to be bounce to the shortstop Brooks, Baltimore chop style. Throw hop is not going to be in time, and Hunter Rawson legs out his second single of the game. 6 to the Larks. And we will go to Jack Tarosian. Hunter Rawson 2 for 2 today. 2 singles and a run scored. Tarosian comes to dish. A single, a stolen base, a run scored, and a run driven in. Frank Leo gives the signs to Hunter Rawson at first base. We'll see when he takes off. It's almost inevitable that he will if Tarosian works long counts. As Rawson has speed, hasn't really been given a ton of chances to use it this year. And Terosian takes this one to right center. It'll drop in front of Moore and Morris. Ross with 2 outs are sprinting as soon as he went off the bat and gets to third base. Terosian has his second single of the day. Rawson gets to third base for the second time today. And the Larks have runners on the corners with 2 away for Tyler Rue. LaRue doubled in the first inning, drove in 2 and scored later in the inning himself. Larks working a lot of Blankenbiller's pitching. It's the 13th batter he'll face now with 2 away in the second inning. Hitter number 5 of the second. Terosian takes off again. The throw to second is going to be wild. And Rawson took off as soon as it was released. It's going to be a stolen base for Jack Terosian. His second of the day, 9th of the season. Hunter Rawson scores for the second time today. And the Larks put their lead to 3 runs. Runner at second base. 6-3 Larks. Terosian a perfect 9-9 on the base paths. Rawson just scored for the 11th time this year. LaRue since went off the barrel of his bat over the right side, 0-1, as it goes out of play. 7 hits for the Larks, 2 in this inning off of back-to-back singles from Rawson and Terosian. Game 1 of 3 against the RoughRiders here at home. First pitch will be at 7 o'clock. We'll have a game tomorrow and Friday against the RoughRiders, so be sure to check out Larks Network for those. Terosian takes off and will steal third base. So through 1 2/3, Terosian stolen 3 bases. Blankenbiller took his time with his delivery. Terosian read it well, and Soltis wasn't getting to the bag in time, and there was no throw for Miracle. Terosian took out Miller sliding into second. Miller was on the close side of the bag. LaRue rips this one to left field. Benedetti back at the warning track, and it's going to be a long home run for Tyler LaRue. LaRue was due for one of those. It's his first of the season. Drives in RBIs 3 and 4 on the day. Scores for the second time. He's 2 for 2 with a double and a home run. Second home run of the day for the Larks. 1 from Hutchison, 1 from LaRue, and he'll exchange his helmet for the Cowboy hat home run hats and clear the bases. Terosian scores for the second time, and the Larks out by 5 now. 8-3 Larks. 3 straight hits for Hayes. Home run number 16 of the season for the hometown team. Terosian scores for the 15th time this year. Swing and a miss here from Brown, 0-1. So Larks continue their production against the RoughRiders. Have scored now 28 runs through 7 2/3 against them this season. Jackson Halter drove in 5 runs on Sunday, and LaRue already 1 away from topping that just in the second inning. Brown at the dish, he struck out in the first inning for out number 1. Mark started this inning out with a Jeminian hit by pitch, and then Jeminian was out on second. And we'll get back to that in a second as Brown flies one to left field. Benedetti gets there, looked good off the bat, just wasn't as deep as it looked. And Brown will be out number 3 of the second inning. But the double play from Rice gets outs 1 and 2, but the Larks rally with 3 straight hits, 2 singles, and a home run to put their lead to 3, or put 3 runs up in the second inning. Lead goes to 5. 8 runs for the Larks, 3 runs for the RoughRiders. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. You're tuned in to Larks Network. Top of the third here in Hayes. Larks up by 5. Braden Lucart returns to the mound for inning number 3. It's Benedetti in left field, who's at the plates. He's watched 2 balls go over the fence in left field. Larks have 2 home runs, one from Hutchison, one from LaRue. And it's a quick 3-0 count here to Benedetti. Benedetti 0 for 1 on the day and this season against the Larks, grounding into a double play in the first inning. Run scored in the process, but it won't be counted as an RBI, and he will walk on 4 pitches. 3 straight innings started off with a leadoff base runner. Walk number 3 on the day for Braden Lucart, number 4 on the season. That'll bring us to cleanup hitter Noah Gaselli, the DH. He's a returner from last year's roster. 1-0 from Lucart, runs to the outside corner. That'll be a call strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one will miss his zone. Braden's thrown 6 balls, 1 strike in this third inning, and will go all the way off the mound to recollect, as Larks will send Cade Hare to the bullpen. 2-1 from Lucart outside. 7 of 8 balls this inning. It'll be a 3-1 hitters count for Noah Gaselli, the DH. Three-one. Cone strike, and we'll get a full count. Swan on the payoff pitch, swung on and missed, and Larks will get out number 1 of the third inning. Strikeout number 2 for Braden Lucart. Went away with a runner on first now. Bronk walked in the second inning and scored. More on deck. Soltis in the hole, and Braden Lucart throws 2 straight balls. He's struggling with his command today. As I mentioned, he throws a third of the batters he faces a first pitch strike, and Keith Harper will come out of the dugouts and have a chat with the southpaw from St. Joseph, Missouri. Top of the third, Larks up 8-3. Mound visit's over. It's a mid at bat mound visit, and Lucart responds with a fastball that misses outside. 3-0 to Bronk. Lucart's given up 4 hits. He's walked 3. 3 earned runs. This one will miss way high and inside, and it'll be a 4-pitch walk. Second walk of the inning. 2 on with 1 out. So Cade Hare up in the pen, warming up for the Larks. Well, it's not Cade Hare. He was sent to the bullpen, but it's somebody else. It's a righty warming up in the pen. This will be a called strike, catching the outside low corner. The plan from Coach Harper, the pitching coach, was to put Lucart on the mound and let him work as long as he could. See how long they let Braden cook. Pop fly over to the right side. It'll be plenty foul. So 0-2 to Moore, who grounded out to Palmer Hutchison in the second inning for the first outs. Moore, the center fielder, batted 6 against the Larks on Sunday. Went 0 for 2 with a run scored in the process, however. No balls, 2 strikes after the foul ball. Larks put up 17 hits to the RoughRiders 2 on Sunday. Larks 1 error, RoughRiders 2 errors. It was a 23 victory for Hayes. Swing and a miss. And on the drop, third strike with a runner at first. Moore won't be able to do anything. Strikeout number 2 of the inning. 3 on the day. 5 on the season for Lucart. Through now 4 innings. 5 innings on the mound. Lucart looking to keep the RoughRiders off the scoreboard for the first inning today. 2 away for the 7-hole. Keegan Soltis. He singled in the second inning, drove in Bronk, who stands at second base. This one's hit well to left field. Rawson chases it. He's in foul territory, and it'll drop behind the Larks bullpen in foul territory. Scary situation for a second, but it will be just a foul ball. 0-1 to the third baseman, who's 1 for 1 on the day. It's 3:22 in that left corner. Wind today at the park won't do much to any ball hit high in the air. And the 0-1 swung on and missed. We'll go 0-2. Lucart looking for his second straight strikeout, third of the inning. Gets the signs from LaRue, shuffles the ball around in his left hand. Finally nods on the sign as Soltis digs in the right-hander's batter's box, bounces around. The 0-2 hit well to left center field. Rawson's moving back. He's looking up, and it is going to be a 3-run home run for Keegan Soltis and the Colorado RoughRiders. It is a 8-6 ball game. The RoughRiders have already doubled what they scored on Sunday, cut the deficit to 2. It's the smallest deficit since the first inning. Benedetti scores. Bronx scores. Soltis scores for the second time today and drives in 3 runs. So 2 away, base is empty. Lucart will look to respond. He was 1 strike away from ending the inning. 14 runs combined today, and we're still on the top of the third inning. Curveball, been Lucart's best pitch today, drops to the zone for a called strike to Colton Brooks. Brooks, the shortstop, 8-hole, grounded out. Should be not grounded out, he struck out in the second inning. Curveball again, catches the outside part of the plate, 0-2 counts. Looking for a fastball here from Lucart. And the 0-2, another off speed. It goes outside, and Brooks chases it. 2 walks, a home run for the RoughRiders. Lucart strikes out 3, but RoughRiders score just as many. They trail by just 2 as we move to the bottom half of the third in Hayes. Bottom of the third we go. Palmer Hutchison to lead things off for the Larks. First pitch to him from Blankenbiller will miss the zone above, 1-0. Hutchison had a deep home run to left field. It was a 2-run shot back in the first inning and his lone at-bat of the day. It was part of a 5-run inning for the Larks. Larks up by 2. There's been a run scored in every half inning other than this one, but again, this is just the first batter of the inning for the Larks. Third baseman watches one miss outside. 3-0 count to Hutchison. Halter on deck for Renzi in the hole for Hayes. See if Hutch is given the green light here from head coach Frank Leo in his 40th year. And this one will be down the pipe, called strike 1. Hitters counts for Hutch. Hutchison's third year in Hayes for the Larks. First year wearing number 12 after switching from number 4. Fly ball is going to be fouled and by the Larks bullpen. Benedetti, if he was on a dead sprint, might have been able to get to that. I think he thought it was out of play and he just stood there and watched it. So Hutchison will be working with a full count now. In his career for the Hayes Larks, Hutchison batting .253. He's played in 874 games. Ground ball to the other third baseman. Third baseman grounds out to the other. Hutchison 1 for 2 in the day with a home run.
The designated hitter, number 5, Jackson Halter.
So bring up the 7-hole. Jackson Halter struck out swinging and is alone at bat of the day, but has still gotten the best of the RoughRiders. Because on Sunday it was a 2 for 2 effort. 5 runs driven in, 3 runs scored. One of those hits a home run. High and outside to Halter, 1-0 to tonight's DH. One of 3 catchers on the Larks roster, along with LaRue, who is catching tonight, and Brady Evans, who is in the bullpen catching for the righties who's warming up. This one will be a called strike to Halter, 1-1. Larks 8 runs on 8 hits. They've left 0 on and have picked up no walks. 1-1 to Halter. Starts above his head, but by the time he gets to the plate, it's down the middle. 1-2 count after the curveball gets in for a called strike. One-two to Halter. Outside, Miracle blocks it. Defense straight up to the DH. Halter's played in 6 games this season for the Larks. Picked up 4 hits, 2 singles, a double, and a home run. And we'll have our second full count of the inning and get another payoff pitch from Blankenbiller. Payoff pitch will be a called strike, and Halter will be down on strikes for the second time today. Strikeout number 4 for Blankenbiller. 2-way bases empty for Ben Ferenzi. Larks did have a 2-out rally in the second. With the base empty and 2 away, we got a single from Rossin, a single from Tarosian, and then a home run from LaRue. Larks scored 3 runs with 2 outs on him. Ferenzi, the shortstop, he struck out swinging back in the first inning, and we'll take a called strike here. Ferenzi getting started at shortstop tonight, sends one to right field. Morris will make the catch in the basket on the warning track by the 319 sign in right field, and Larks will go in order in the third inning and will be held off the scoreboard for the first time today, and they will take a 2-run lead to the fourth. Top of the fourth, and the third outing of the season for Braden Lukart will come to an end after 3 innings. 6 runs all earned. A ground ball to start things off will be hit hard to Hutchison. Fields it well and gets it in time to first base. 1 away. That was a bottom of the order, Braden Miracle. And bottom of the third is the lone goose egg on the scoreboard. RoughRiders have scored an additional run per inning so far today. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third. And then starts off and gets the first out. 2 pitches, and now this one's going to be sent to left center field. Bounces off the Bank of Hay sign, and is going to be a 1-out double for Sam Morris. Morris, a double in the first, a single in the second, and then repeat of a double here in the 4th inning. 3 for 3. Let's go to Weston Miller now, 1 for 2 on the day. Sam Hennon on the mound, appearance number 3. He's thrown, coming in this game, he threw 4 innings, all of them in relief. 4 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 punch-outs, 5 of them against the RoughRiders on Sunday. He's hit 1 and has an ERA at 2.25. So RoughRiders looking at Hendon for the second time this season. He went 2 innings against them, gave up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. Punched out 5 of the 6 outs he got. Miller has a 0-1 count after fouling this one off. Stands in the right-hander's batter's box against the Central Alabama righty. And a nice pitch called, will be a swing and a miss. Hendon from Alexander City, Alabama, made 11 appearances at Central Alabama this year. Through 11 2/3, striking out 6. The 0-2 home into the left-hander's batter's box. LaRue draws down and blocks it. Larks defensively have been great behind the plate between Halter, LaRue, and Evans. And LaRue keeps the pace going there. This one is going to be a wild pitch, and Morris is going to move up to third base. Scoreboard reads a 1-2 counts. We'll go to 2 and 2 now. 1 away, runner at third base. LaRue has now caught 15 innings behind the plates. No pass balls for him. He's thrown out 2 guys out of the 10 who's attempted a stolen base against him. He's the only Lark to throw out a guy behind the plates. A 2-2 home. Pop fly over to the right side. Jeminian puts on the wheels and will slow up, and the ball will drop 5 feet in front of him in foul territory. I think that was actually a really smart play from Jeminian. If he would have dove out, he would have caught it, or kept his speed going, he would have caught it, but it would have been an easy run scored from Morris at third base. Jeminian wouldn't have been able to change his momentum and get a ball home in time. Running left and then throwing to his right. So smart play from the right fielder to pull up right there. 2-2 to Miller, and his timing's off on that swing. Sam Hendon strikes down his 6th Rough Rider of the season, and number 7 on the year in terms of strikeouts for Hendon. Hendon made his debut with the Larks at home. It was the 3rd game of the season, the first against the Boulder Collegians. Threw 2 innings in relief, striking out 1 run scored, 1 walk, gave up 2 hits. First delivery to Brett Benedetti will miss 1-0. Grounded into a double play in the 1st inning and then walked in the 3rd inning and scored in that 3rd inning. His first look at Sam Hendon, the 4th batter of the inning. 1-0 misses below. LaRue blocks it and protects it in his glove. 2-0. Nobody holding. Morris at 3rd base. Line drive to Tanner Rice. Fields it off of a bounce. What a nice play from Rice to field it off the bounce and get it in time to 1st for out number 3. Larks give up a double in the 4th inning, but keep Rough Riders off the scoreboard for the first time today, and will take a 2-run lead to the bottom half of the 4th inning, looking to add more to it. Bottom half of the 4th here in Hayes. Jeminian at the bottom of the order will lead things off. First pitch to the French right fielder will be a strike as he swung above it. Jeminian was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning to get the inning started and was out on a double play. The 0-1 sent over to the right side on a big pop-up. Miller and Brock move towards it. Miller will call off his first baseman, Brock, and record outs number 1 of the 4th inning. And take us to the top of the order, Tanner Rice. In Rice's last about, he was grounding into a double play that was outs 1 and 2 of the inning. Him and Jeminian went outs. But in the 1st inning, he doubled and scored to get the bottom of the inning going. 3rd plate appearance for Rice. First delivery to him will miss the outside corner. 1-0 to the 2nd baseman from Mesa, Arizona. Rice, one of 3 UTA Mavericks on the roster. He stands at 5'7", throws right-handed, bats left-handed. Blankenbiller misses above the zone here, 2-0. Rough Riders still rocking with Blankenbiller. They don't have a ton of arms on their arsenal, only a handful of guys in the dugouts right now, so they're going to have to ride his arm as long as they can. Rice late on the swing, sends it off the inside of his bats. To the backstop, 2-1. Larks went in order in the third inning, the last inning of play. A ground out, a fly out, and a strikeout. This delivery way outside, 3-1 hitters count for Rice. Rice batting .429 this season. We'll take one down the middle for a call strike two. He's walked 6 times this year and struck out just as many times in his last outing. Went 2 of 5 with 2 runs scored, and we'll get a payoff pitch here from Blankenbaylor. He sends it off the end of his bats, and we'll stay at 3-2. Blankenbaylor gets set, and we'll go from the wind-up, bases empty, 1 away in the bottom half of the 4th. Rice sends this one into the gap, opposite field, drops between Moore and Bendini, rolls to the 349 marker on the left side and left field, and it's a 1-out double for Tanner Rice, his 2nd double of the game, and his 3rd double against the Colorado RoughRiders. Takes us to Hunter Rawson. Rawson homered against the RoughRiders on Sunday. It was a one that scraped over the wall in right field at Everett Middle School in West Denver. He'll dig into the right-hander's batter's box with his future teammate at UTA, Tanner Rice, at second base. Rawson went to Weatherford for 3 years, played in 82 games, drove in 52 runs, and batted .305. He's 2 for 2 on the day with 2 base hits. Rawson's hitting streak now at 3 games. Rice is at 4. No balls and a strike here to Hunter Rawson. Rawson appearing in his 9th game of the season. He's only had 1 off. Jack Terosian, the only Lark to appear in every game this year. The 0-1 to Rawson will miss low. It drops out the glove of Miracle. Rawson sticks out his left hand to tell Rice to stay at second base. Larks went 4-0 against the RoughRiders at Larks Park last year. All games under 9 innings. Larks run ruled them in 7, 12-2. On the 19th of June, Leo Gemini had a grand slam in that game. Rawson pops one over the right side and foul. And they won 10-5 on game 1 of a doubleheader, then 5-0 in game 2. And on the 21st, the Larks run ruled them again in the 8th inning, 13-2 victory. Larks 9-1 all time against the RoughRiders. They've won 8 in a row after dropping the first game against them on June 1st. The 1-2 will miss inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The closest game between these two teams was on the 22nd of June last year, and the Larks escaped with a 1-0 victory at Larks Park. That was in 2020, not last year. 2-2 home to Hunter Rawson. Fastball low and outside, and we'll get a full count, and Blankenbaylor will deliver another payoff pitch to a Lark today. Larks have done a good job of working his pitch count here so far. Blankenbaylor looks in, gets his signs from his catcher Miracle, and will deliver from the stretch. Looks at Rice, and Rawson rips one to left field. If it's fair, it's going to be trouble. It'll drop in foul territory off the wall. Now, it was a good swing and a good hack. You'll have to wait on this one just a little bit longer on his second payoff pitch. Defense straight up. Rice on second base after a second double. 1 away, bottom of the 4th inning. Blankenbaylor delivers. Payoff pitch number 2 will be missing low, and Hunter Rawson will pick up walk number 5 of the season. Larks have walked just once today. Thanks to that one, they've walked 45 times this season. 2 UTA Mavericks on the base paths, one at first, one at second, as the Hutchinson Blue Dragon. Jack Tarosian comes to the dish, 2 for 2 in the day with 2 singles, 3 stolen bases, 2 runs scored, and 1 run driven in. Larks up by 2. And runners take off. Miracle stands up and loses the ball in the transaction, and Larks will move up 90 feet. Inning-ending double play off the table. Larks have now stolen 5 bases today. Rice with his first. Rawson with his first of the day. Tanner Rice 4 for 4 in the base paths this year. Hunter Rawson now gets his first stolen base of the year. Tarosian looking for his 3rd hit of the ball game. His hitting streak stands at 4 games. 3-0 to the Blue Dragon. Tarosian from Omaha, Nebraska, went to Concordia Brunel Omaha Christian Academy. Played in 41 games there. Batted .422 in high school. And will walk on 4 pitches. Back-to-back walks for the Larks. Load the bases. And out of the dugout comes head coach Adam Miller. We'll take a pause while Tyler LaRue struts the dish with the bases loaded. Bases jacked for Tyler LaRue. He's 2 for 2 on the day. It is a triple and a single shy of the cycle. Homered in the second, doubled in the first. He's driven in 4, scored 2. Since this one on the line drive to left field, Frank Leo's going to wave home Rice and Rawson, and they will catch Tarosian in no man's land between second and third, but it's going to be a 2 RBI single for Tyler LaRue. Is now just a triple shy of the cycle. 5 and 6 RBIs right there. Rawson scores for the 3rd time today. 3 runs, 2 hits, and a walk for him. And Rice scores for the 2nd time today. 2 doubles and 2 runs for the second baseman. Larks double their lead. They're up 10-4. Runner at first base with 2 away. Let's go to Cade Brown. He's one of 3 Larks who haven't reached today. He struck out in the first and flew out in the second. All the production has come from the top 4 in the order except for Palmer Hutchinson, who had a 2-run home run, but 2 runs from Rice, 3 from Rawson, 2 runs scored from Tarosian, 1 run driven in. LaRue scored twice and he's driven in 6. Rice has now scored 14 times this year, as LaRue tops the single game RBI total. Leader against the RoughRiders this year. Halter had 5 on Sunday. LaRue now with 6. Most RBIs from a Lark this year is 7 from Palmer Hutchinson. That was on Saturday against the Denver Cougars when he had a 3 home run effort. And it'll be a 3-0 delivery. It's a ball that will miss low and it'll walk Brown, and it gets away from Miracle. LaRue jogs up to second base. Doesn't go past there. Brown aboard for the first time today. And LaRue in scoring position.
Third baseman, Palmer Hutchinson.
Walk number 4 this year for Cade Brown. Hutchinson to the box. Had a 2-run home run in the first inning. As a part of a 5-run inning for Hayes. They scored 3 in the second. Now they get 2 back in the fourth. They're up by 4, 10-6. 2 on, 2 outs. First delivery to Hutchison. Hit to left field. It's going to drop right to the foul line. LaRue's going to speed home from third base. And being standing up, Hutchison goes for 2 and will get in safely. And he starts out the way Tyler LaRue did, a double and a home run. And now he has 3 RBIs. LaRue scores for the 3rd time today. What a day from LaRue. He's responsible for 9 runs today. Actually 8 because he scored himself with 1 RBI. 3 runs scored, 6 runs driven in for the former Washington Nationals draft selection. And it'll bring Jackson Halter to the dish. Larks up by 5. 2 in scoring position for Jackson Halter, who got the best of the RoughRiders on Sunday, driving in 5 runs and scoring 3 himself. Larks have 11 hits and just as many runs. Halter earlier on this swing sends it to first base coach Andy Luton. First-year head coach for the Larks. He's a Fort Hays graduate, went to Hays High School in Hays, and is now an assistant coach at Garden City High School. Played for Coach Leo and Coach Harper at Hays High and played for the Larks and those 2 guys for 3 years. 0-1 count moves to a 1-1 count to Halter. Halter 0 for 2 today with a 1 strikeout swinging and 1 looking. Jumanian started this inning out with a pop-up, then Rice doubled. Grosson walked, Tarosian walked, and then LaRue brought in 2 runs with a single. And this one is going to be a really loud pitch, and Larks will get their 4th run of the inning. It is Cade Brown who scores for the first time today. 1 through 6 in the order of all scored. The Larks now have double the runs of the RoughRiders. Scoring 4 here in the 4th, 5 in the 1st, 3 in the 2nd. They went 1, 2, 3 in the 3rd, however. Hutchison moves up to third base. 2 balls and a strike here to Jackson Halter. There he's home outside, 3-1. Hitters count for the DH. Renzi getting some warm-up swings on deck. He'd be the 9th hitter of the inning for Hays. Hutchison creeps down the third base line, and Halter will be walk number 4 of the inning for the Larks. And Adam Miller will come out of the dugout, and he will pull Blankenbiller off the mound. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is when we come back for the 5th inning. Hays up 12-6 over the RoughRiders.
Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hays Larks. Hays Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hays Larks. Hays Larks!
Runners on the corners, 2 away, bottom of the 4th. Larks up by 6 for the new pitcher, Jack Hamilton. Ferenzi to the plate. He's the 9th hitter of the inning. He's 0 for 2 in the day. The only Lark to not reach today. Halter at first base. Hutchison at third for Hayes. Halter takes off for second. They will throw down. Miller will snook on the ball to keep Hutchison at third. Larks ran that play earlier where steals second with the guy at third, and Terosian stole second without a throw. They kept Rawson at third, and then they tried it again in a different inning, and Rawson did score on an overthrow to second, but he was already taken off as soon as the ball was released. So Halter now moves up to second base. 2 on, 2 outs, both in scoring position. Ferenzi can make it a 14-6 ball game with 1 swing and a ball to the outfield. Breaking ball breaks into the plates, 1-2. Jack Hamilton on the mound. He's a Superior, Colorado native, graduated in 2021, committed to Oklahoma Christian. And he will strike out the first batter he faces. Larks leave runners on base for the first time today, but they do pick up 4 runs in the 4th inning, and they will take a 6-run lead to the 5th here in Hays, Kansas. Top of the 5th here in Hays. Sam Hennon returns to the mound in a 6-run ball game in favor of the home team. First pitch, pop fly over to the right side, and it'll be out of play. Here to Noah Gasilli, the DH, 0 for 2 on the day. Larks scored 4 in the last inning, brought 9 to the plates, with book in outs from the 9-hole and the 8-hole, and we go to top of the 5th after Larks scored 4 runs on 3 hits and 4 walks, leaving 2 on. So sent to the backstop, no balls and 2 strikes to the Gaselli DH. Gaselli with the 33 on his back. We'll dig back in the right-hander's batter's box with an 0-2 count. Sam Hennon returns for his 2nd inning. Nobody in the pen. They're going to ride the Alabama natives' arm as long as they can. They're going to have to start using their pitchers a little bit longer as this is game 1 of a 5-day stretch where they will play 5 games. And we'll have 1 day off and then another home game before we head to Liberal, Kansas to take on the BJs. The 1-2 home from Hendon will just miss the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gaselli. Gaselli's first look at Hendon. He went out, striking out in the 3rd inning against Braden Lucarts. And Lucarts' last inning of work, off speed, runs outside, and we'll get a payoff pitch to the DH batting cleanup. Hendon plays for Central Alabama, along with Larks pitcher Cade Hare. They play for the Trojans in the ACCC JUCO ranks, and it'll be a 6-pitch walk for Noah Gaselli after being down 0-2. Larks have now walked 5 today through 4 innings statistically. Hayes will double the amount of the runs of the RoughRiders. And we will get a call strike on the low outside corner. Larks fans, RoughRider fans, baseball fans, and anybody who's watching the stream, be sure to subscribe again. Helps us out a ton. We need really trying to get the 1,000 mark, so it allows us to do more things with our broadcasts. We put these broadcasts on for free, and that's all we ask of people who watch them for free, as Hendon will get a called strike at the knees. 0-2 here to Dominic Bronk. Bronk 0 for 0 in the day after a walk in the 2nd and a walk in the 3rd, scoring in both innings. Gaselli gets his lead at first base, 0-2, righty versus lefty, and Hendon will strike out Bronk on 3 pitches, catching the outside corner. Strikeout number 2 on the day for Sam Hendon. Strikeout number 8 on the year for the righty. 8 strikeouts through 5 1/3 for Sam Hendon. On away, inning-ending double play on the table for Hayes as Trevor Moore comes to the box. He grounded to Hutchison in the 2nd, struck out in the 3rd inning, sends one down the right field line. Larks are praying it goes foul, and it does, just a couple feet of the line, according to home plate umpire Randy Jordan. And so Gaselli will jog back to first. Gronk back to the batter's box. The center fielder batting 6th in the order, hitter number 3 of the inning. Larks already turned a double play today. It was a one off the bat of Brett's Benedetti, the left fielder batting 3rd in the order. 0-1 home inside. LaRue scoops it, and we'll stay 1-1. LaRue behind the dish, played in 25 games for Houston Baptist this year. Was 2nd in batting average among players with 70 or more at-bats. Ground ball to Ferenzi. 6-4-3 double play in time. Ferenzi, Rice, Brown. Larks get that double play just like the doctor ordered, and will take a 6-run lead to the bottom of the 5th inning. Larks up by 6 here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, and Hayes. Leo Germanian will lead things off. Sends one pitch, grounds it to third baseman Soltis, who gets it to first in time for outs number 1. One pitch, 1 out for Hamilton. Hamilton replaced Blankenbiller in the 4th inning. Germanian out for the 2nd straight inning. Started off the 4th inning with a pop out. Now starts off the 5th with the ground out. So we go to the top of the order. Tanner Rice, 2 for 2 with a pair of doubles and a pair of runs scored. He has a 1-0 count. 1 away, bases empty. Larks up 12-6 in the bottom half of this 5th inning. This is going to be eye level of Rice over the plates. Rice was second in walks this year at UTA behind former Larks outfielder Zach Henry, who led the Larks in stolen bases last year with 33. Larks have stolen 5 bases today, 3 from Tarosian, 1 from Rice, and 1 from Rawson. All 3 at the top of the order with a stolen base on their stat line. 3-0 count to Rice. Looking to get aboard for the 3rd time today, 2 for 3 on the day. And he will walk on 4 pitches. 5th walk drawn on the day for Hayes. After drawing 4 in the last inning and none in the first 3. Rice looking to score for the 3rd time today. Jogs 90 feet to first. While Hunter Rawson comes to dish, 2 for 2 in the day. A walk, a stolen base, and 3 runs scored. Five hits for Hayes, 11 hits, 12 runs. First delivery to Rawson outside. 5 straight balls from Hamilton on the mound. Nobody moving in either pen for the RoughRiders or the Larks. RoughRiders looking for win number 1. They got some work to do. Rawson, Baltimore chops this one to Soltis, who likes to go to first, and it pulls Bronk off the mag, but he glides his left foot on the bag to keep it on the bag for out number 2, and Rawson now 2 of 3. And takes us to Jack Tarosian, who is 2 for 2 today. A walk, 2 singles, 3 stolen bases, a run driven in, and 2 runs scored. Jack looking for hit number 3 of the day. Those 2 singles from him push his season total up to 12. He's now scored 15 times, driven in 8 runs, picked up 14 hits, and that walk in the last inning from him was his team leading 9th walk of the season. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 away. Runner at second base for Jack Tarosian. We'll get a new ball to Hamilton. Tarosian played in 102 games for the Blue Dragons over the past 2 seasons. It's his 2nd year of summer ball in Kansas. Played for the Derby Twins in 2021 as he sends one to left center field. Moore will move to his right, get under it, and record out number 3. Larks get a walk, but other than that, go 2 ground outs to Soltis and a fly out to Moore. To the 6th we go. Hayes up by 6. Top of the sixth we go here in Hays, Kansas. Sam Hennon returns for his third inning of work. Keegan Soltis leads it off. He's off to a great start with a single and a home run, but he will dribble one to Sam Hennon on the mound. One pitch and one out for Hennon. Can't start better than that. Allowed a leadoff walk in the fifth inning, but then responded with a strikeout and a double play. Soltis now 2 for 3, 3 runs driven in, 2 runs scored. We go to Colton Brooks, and Hendon wants to give him a hat trick. He's the last batter that Hendon hasn't faced. He struck out twice against Braden Lukehart. Once in the second, once in the third, both swinging. He's 0 for 2. One away, base is empty in the top of the sixth. Hayes up by 6. Shown bunt here. It's bunted backwards and over the head of LaRue. One away. 0-1 counts. We'll see if Hutchison will creep in from third base, ready for a drag bunt. He's playing a little bit more in than he was in the last pitch, but not expecting a second bunt attempt. This one will miss above the letters. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Brooks, the shortstop, batting in the 8 hole today. Sam Hendon has allowed a hit, a walk, striking out 2 through 2 1/3. This one's going to drop in left field off the crack of the bat of Brooks. And it's going to be his first hit of the day. Now every single Rough Rider other than Trevor Moore has been aboard. And it's a 1-out single for Brooks, the 7th hit of the game for the Rough Riders. Braden Miracle to the dish. A walk and a ground out on the day. He's now 0 for 3 in his career against the Larks. But he's picked up 2 walks in 2 games. Larks ended the last inning on a double play. They'd like another one, but this one's going to be popped to the left side. Palmer Hutchison will make the catch behind the third base coach's box. And that'll be out number 2 with the runner at first base. And so now Sam Hendon has faced every guy at least once, Miracle twice. Then takes us to the top of the order, Sam Morris. Great day for him. 2 doubles and a single, 1 run scored, 1 run driven in. Morris went 1 for 3 on Sunday against Hayes. His hit was a single, so 2 singles, 2 doubles, and his 5 at-bats against the Larks. 6 at-bats against the Larks. Pop fly over to the right side. Jeminian's going to move in. A diving effort won't bring it in. And Rice will scoop it up and throw the cutoff man, Cade Brown. It'll be a single from Morris. Jeminian had the wheels to get there, just barely missing on his headfirst diving effort from right field. Jeminian had a great defensive series in Colorado, had a couple huge catches in center field. Terosian had a great defensive series out in Colorado, too. He had a diving catch in right field with 2 outs to save a run and end the inning. Leo Jiminian wanted to do the same thing there. He does stop the ball to save a run, but the runner does go to third base, and Morris gets his 4th hit of the day, 4 for 4. Just like Wendy's. 2 away. As this one misses inside to Weston Miller, 1 for 3. 0 for 2 in his last 2 at-bats. Runners on the corners, 2 away. Larks held the RoughRiders off the scoreboard at innings 4 and 5. Hendon delivers from the stretch. Pop fly up the middle. Ben Ferenzi makes the catch on the slide and acts like it's nothing as he gives Sam Hendon out number 3. RoughRiders get 2 hits but can't score in the 6th. Sam Hendon, 3 scoreless innings on the mound. We go to the bottom half. Hayes up by 6. LaRue will lead things off in the bottom half of the 6th for Hayes. Double in the first, a home run in the second, a single in the 4th inning. 3 runs scored, 6 runs driven in for the catcher out of Houston Baptist. He drove in 9 runs this year for the Huskies and is almost matching that total here in just the first 4 innings in the Hayes. Getting his first at-bat since that 4th inning, has a 1-1 count. Before he was at Houston Baptist, LaRue was at Grayson College, played in 17 games there, and the year before that was at Rice. Has a 1-2 count here in Hayes, Kansas. LaRue, nicknamed Thor by his teammates, and that's what they always joke about on the bus, calling him Thor. The 1-2 to LaRue, high and inside. He dodges it, and we'll go 2-2 with the counts. LaRue went to Blanco High School in Texas. Was drafted by the Washington Nationals in the 38th round. Post-graduating high school in 2019, elected to go to Rice, where he's rated as the 8th best catcher in the state of Texas. And has a 2-2 count here. This one just above the letters on the blue Larks across the chest of LaRue. Larks sporting their white vest, the blue lettering, as I just mentioned, white red trim, blue sleeves, white home pants. RoughRiders wearing white pants even though they're on the road. White hat, black jerseys. 3-2 paid in the pitch, and LaRue wanted another big shot right there. Took a hard cut, tips it back in the glove of Miracle, and will now be content with a 3-for-4 day. Strikeout number 2 for Hamilton. And we go to Cade Brown, who walked in the 4th inning. LaRue's hit streak, however, up to 7 games after those hits. Rua hits in 7 of the 8 games he's played in. 1 away, bases empty for Brown. 0-1 counts. This delivery to the OU Sooner. Misses the outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Larks up by 6 to 1-1 to Brown off the inside of his bat. 1-2 off the breaking ball from Hamilton. Cade Hare is up and thrown from the stretch in the pin. Sam Hendon, his teammate at Central Alabama, goes and opens the gate to watch his teammate. One, two, one away. The delivery to Brown. Popped up over to the right side. Chasing it is Bronk and Miracle. It'll drop in the dugout. It's Miracle frustrated that he was physically unable to get over the fence in time. So we'll stay 1-2. Hayes has 3 more hits than the RoughRiders. RoughRiders have 1 error. Hayes has none. The 1-2 home. Brown sends it to the backstop. 1-2. Brown batting .435 so far in 2022 as a Lark. After batting .238 for the Larks last summer. His on base percentage in 2021, .398. It's up to .481. His slugging has increased the most. Slow to .349 last year, and is slugging .783 as of the start of today's game, as he sends another one to the backstop to stay alive with 2 strikes on him. Brown third on the team with 2 home runs. He's driven in 7 in the process, scoring 6 times. 2 doubles also for Brown, and 6 singles. Swing and a miss from Brown, and Hamilton has struck out 3, now 2 back-to-back. He's retired 4 straight Larks. As we go to Palmer Hutchison. Hutchison a triple and a single shy of the cycle, a double and a home run on the day, 2 for 3. 3 runs driven in and 1 run scored for the KCK third baseman. Hutchison, his second double of his career against the RoughRiders. He's scored now 12 times against them. Has 8 hits and 8 RBIs against them in his career. Two teams will square off tomorrow for Game 2 of the 3-game series here in Hayes. First pitch at 7 p.m. You can catch it right here on Larks Network, so be sure to subscribe and then turn on the notification bell, and you won't have to worry about missing the game. You'll get a notification on your phone through your YouTube app. When you turn on the notification bell, you get that notification when we go live, so it'll just come right to your phone. It doesn't cost you a thing to subscribe or turn on the bell, as Hutchison's count moves to 2-1. 2 away. Jackson Halter on deck for Renzi in the hole for Hayes. Halter, the DH, for Renzi, the shortstop. 2-2 count with 2 away. Bases empty in the bottom of the 6th. Larks have been scoreless in innings 3 and 5 today, scoring 5 in the first, 3 in the second, 4 in the fourth. RoughRiders got 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, and have since then been putting up goose eggs against Sam Hendon, who's in possession to pick up his first win as a Lark. 3-2 to Palmer Hutchison. Get a payoff pitch here, home to Hutchison, and he lines it to the third baseman, Brooks. It slows up, and the throw to first in time. Larks go 1-2-3 for the second time today. Hutchison was out number 1 of a 1-2-3 third, and out number 3 of a 1-2-3 6. 2/3 of the way through the game here in Hayes. Hayes up by 6 as we move to the 7th. Top of the 7th here in Hayes, Kansas. Cade Hare will take over on the mound from his teammate at Central Alabama, Sam Hendon. Hendon goes 3 scoreless innings, striking out 2, giving up 4 hits and a walk. Never faced more than 5 hitters in an inning. Larks up by 6. Hare misses on the first pitch. This one's in the zone, but lined to center field, but right to Jack Tarosian, who catches it out of his chest on the run. And 1 up, 1 down. Brett Benedetti now 0 for 3 in the day with a ground out, a fly out, a double play, and a walk. 1 away, base is empty for the cleanup hitter, Noah Gaselli, 0 for 2 with a walk back in the 5th inning. It's never been past first base today. Nice off speed from Hare in the zone for a called strike. Appearance number 4 for the Phoenix City, Alabama native. Hare's now thrown 5 innings on the mound, giving up 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 6 walks, 3 strikeouts. Came into this outing with a 5.79 ERA. That one could have easily been extra bases as it hit the 349 marker. Instead, it's just going to be a single for Gaselli thanks to Jack Tarosian. Gaselli with his first hit, the 2nd straight plate appearance. He's been aboard, however. And we go to Dominic Brock, 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a pair of walks and 2 runs scored. Hare's last outing is against the Cougars through 2/3 in relief. All 4 appearances for him are in relief. And those 2/3 of an inning, he had his worst outing of the season, giving up 2 hits, 3 earned runs, and 3 walks. But before that, hadn't given up an earned run. Appearance number 2 in the year was against Dodge. 2 innings in relief there. A hit allowed. Runner takes off. The pitch is in the turf, so Gaselli will advance with ease. First stolen base of the day for the RoughRiders. Runner in scoring position with 1 away. And then outing against the ace. He struck out 1. And then his debut was in the home opener, 2 innings and relief. No hits, no runs, 2 walks, 2 punch-outs for Cade Hare. 3 straight balls here to Dominic Bronk. Bronk, the first baseman, batting in the 5 spots. Larks have nobody warming up in the pen. Same situation for the Rough Riders, and Cade Hare will walk his 7th batter of the year. Back-to-back runners on base. Caselli at second, Moore at first. We go to Trevor Moore. Moore, the lone Rough Rider, did not reach today. Grounded out to Hutchison in the 2nd. Struck out in the 3rd, and then grounded into an inning-ending double play against Sam Hendon in the 5th. It's one of 4 players on the Rough Riders to see all 3 pitchers. And Caselli read that delivery well, was taken off before the pitch was even delivered. Got to third base without a throw. Runners on the corners with 1 away. 5 straight balls from Cade Hare. Hare gets set in the right. He goes from the stretch. Breaking ball does catch the knees of Moore, the center fielder. 1-1 count, 1 away. Hare went to Smith Stations High School in his senior year. Made 5 appearances on the mound, facing 74 batters according to Max Preps. Striking out 22 guys through 16. High inside corner. Just misses it. 2-1. Larks second in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. A win tonight would help them move up. They're 2 games back from their former foe in the KCLB and Jayhawk League, the Liberal BJs, who they'll take on next week in Liberal. Rough Riders 0-6. They're in 8th place, last in the league. The 2-2 home from Hare. Off speed outside. LaRue slides right and blocks it. And we'll get a full count and payoff pitch from Hare. Don't want to load the bases, but can't give Moore something to hit. He's due for a hit. Payoff pitch. And Moore knew it. Strikeouts number 1 of the day for Cade Hare. 2 outs, runners on the corners for Cade Hare and company. Strikeout number 4 on the season for Cade Hare through 5 1/3. Let's go to Keegan Soltis, the 7-hole. Start the day 2 for 2 with a single and a home run, 2 runs scored and 3 runs driven in. In his first at bat against Sam Hendon, he grounded out to him. And we'll take one just above the letters, 1-0. Cade Hare was hoping for a better call there. Hare looks over his shoulder at first base at Bronk, goes home. Ugly swing and a miss, still Soltis way above it. 0-1. Larks fans, you can see the socials on your screen. YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Be sure to check all of them out to stay up to date with all things Larks baseball all summer long. Two-0 home from Hare. There we go, outside part of the plate, 2 balls and a strike. Going to 5-tool baseball. Hare's fastball reached 88 miles an hour in high school. This pitch is a fastball. It bounces off the chest protector of LaRue. Advancing to second base is Bronk, but Caselli stays tied at third base. 2 in scoring position in a 2-out 7th inning. Do it for the Larks in the bottom half after the 7th inning stretch as the bottom of the order. Halter, Ferenzi, and Jeminian. 3-1 hitters counts. First Soltis, it's another swing and a miss. And that was Ashley. A 3-2 delivery. And Hare strikes out back-to-back in the 7th inning, leaves 2 on, and will send us to the 7th inning stretch. Hayes up 12-6. Seventh inning has been stretched here in Hayes. Jackson Halter will lead things off for the Larks. Halter 0 for 2 today with a walk and a pair of punch-outs. It's a 0-1 count here. Still Jack Hamilton on the mound. The righty will get set and go from the stretch. Halter reads it to his barrel, but sends it a mile high in right center field. Morris will get called off by Moore, who reaches back at the last second to record out number 1. Six straight Larks have been recorded by Jack Hamilton. So we'll go to Ben Ferenzi. 1 away, base is empty. Ferenzi 0 for 3 on the day with a couple of strikeouts and a flyouts. Larks up by 6. They have 2 more hits than the RoughRiders. They picked up 11 hits, 5 walks, 12 runs, and they've left 3 guys on the base paths. As through the RoughRiders, 9 hits, 6 walks, 6 runs, and they've left 7 guys on the base paths. 0-1 home is going to be off the plates. Ferenzi will have a 1-1 count. Ferenzi, one of 4 international players on the roster for the Larks. He's a Melbourne, Australia native, standing at 5'10". 5'10" freshman, played in 58 games this year for the Arizona Western Community College Matadors. Was batting .329 and sends this one to left field. It's right to Benedetti. And now the Larks have 2 quick outs. They had a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th and the 3rd. They don't want to do it again. Now let's go to Leo Jiminian with 2 away, and the base is empty. He's reached on a hit by pitch, but since then he's 0 for 2. The bottom 3 in the order for the Larks have been the lone 3 without a run scored, and Jiminian sends this one to right field. An initial bad read from Morris is corrected. The Larks go 1-2-3 for the 2nd straight inning after the flyouts. And we have 8 straight Larks retired. We go to the 8th inning. Hayes up by 6. "12-6 Larks in the top of the 8th. Hare returns for his 2nd inning. He left 2 on after allowing a hit and a walk in the 7th inning. Striking out back-to-back guys to end the inning. Swing and a miss here out of Colton Brooks. 0-1 count. He's 1 for 3 on the day with a couple of strikeouts between innings 2 and 3 and a single back in the 6th inning. 4 straight goose eggs on the board from the RoughRiders, scoreless since that 3rd inning when they picked up 3 of their 6 runs. 1 ball, 1 strike. And this one will miss low. 2 balls and a strike to Brooks, the shortstop. Braden Miracle on deck. Sam Morris in the hole. "2-1, and we will get a called strike over the outside part of the plate. Nice pitch and a good frame. Works well for the Larks. Nobody in the pen, so they're going to try and get 3 innings out of Hare. 2-2, and Hare gets set, goes from the stretch, inside delivery, swing and a miss. 3 straight strikeouts for Cade Hare. All swinging. It's a tough guy to make contact with. And the RoughRiders are down to their final 5 outs. No strikeouts in Hare's last appearance on the mound. This is a season high in strikeouts. And it's only through 1 1/3. The most innings he's pitched this season was 2. He has 2 instances of doing that. One away, base is empty. Breaking ball into the zone for a called strike, catching the low inside corner. Miracle 0 for 2 today with a walk back in the 2nd inning. Got to second base but was left there after Braden Lugart worked a ground ball back to himself to end the inning. Ground ball over to the Larks dugouts, bounces away, and we will go 0-2. Hare working with some tempo here in the 8th inning. Hare was given an 8.5 perfect game grade by the site. He's rated as the 39th overall player in the States by the same company. The 0-2 was going to miss, 1-2. Two teams will square off 2 more times here in Hayes, and then won't see each other until 2023, unless they match up in the NBC tournament. But the RoughRiders have some work to do to get themselves in a position. Check swing, rolls to Palmer Hutchison, bare hands it off the turf. The throw to first is going to be in time. What a play from Palmer Hutchison. And Cade Hare's going to give his third baseman some knucks. 4 straight retired. What a play from the man in the hot corner, Hutchison. I've said it so many times over the past 3 years, but Hutchison's such a good defensive player. And even Adam Miller's going to come in from the third base head coach dugout and shake Palmer Hutchison's hands, tell him what a good play that was to rob Braden Miracle of a hit. 2 away. Hutchison was known for his glove at Hayes High and was great defensively at KCK and has been so good for the Larks the past 3 years. He was a 2019 Kansas 5A second team All-State and a two-time, All Western Athletic Conference first team selection. 2 balls, no strikes here to Sam Morris, who's 4 for 4 on the day with 2 doubles, 2 singles, and a run scored and 1 run driven in. Larks will look for some insurance runs in the bottom of the 8th, up by 6, swing and a miss above it. Morris's count moves to 2-1 with 2 away, and the base is empty in the top half of the 8th inning. Under the lights here at Larks Park, we're coming up on about 2.5 hours into this game. Hare's pitch almost catches the back thigh of Morris, but they will say that the check swing did cross home plate according to field umpire Tony Vega. 2-2 count, 2 away. Hare looking for strikeout number 4 on the day to double his season high. 2-2 is home, and it is strikeout number 2 of the inning, strikeout number 4 of the day. And on the season, strikeout number 7. 1-2-3 go the RoughRiders off of Cade Hare in the 8th. He's retired 5 straight. To the bottom half we go. Larks up by 6. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. You're tuning in to Larks Network. Bottom half of the 8th, top of the order, Tanner Rice will lead it off, send a pop fly over to the left side and drop in the Larks dugouts. And somebody in the pen made a play on it. It was Kobe Grimsley, nice catch. 0-1 count now for Rice. Rice's first at bat since the 5th inning after the Larks went 1-2-3 in innings 6 and 7. 8 straight retired for Hamilton on the mound. Rice 2 for 3 on the day with a pair of doubles, a walk, and 2 runs scored. On deck, Rawson with Tarosian in the hole for Hayes. Top of the order, looking for some insurance runs. Rice sends this one over to the right side, a mile high. It goes into right center. Morris makes the catch about 60 feet in front of the 349 marker in right center. And that'll be out number 1. 9 straight Larks retired, and we'll go to the man who started this run for Hamilton, Hunter Rawson, who grounded out in his last AB. But before that, it was a 2 for 2 day with a walk, 2 singles, and scoring 3 times. Scored in the 1st, 2nd, and 4th, reaching into each of those innings. 1 away, base is empty for Rawson. Grounds one to the shortstop. Brooks scoops it with no trouble, throws to first in time by just a step, and that'll be out number 2. 10 straight Larks retired. Hamilton in a groove. Probably won't be ready for Friday's game, but he's held the Larks to their worst performance at the plate compared to any RoughRiders pitcher this season. 2 away, we go to Jack Tarosian, 2 for 3 on the day with 3 stolen bases, a walk, 2 singles, 2 runs scored, and 1 run batted in. Hamilton offsets his left foot, goes up with it, and delivers from the stretch. Swing and a miss, or foul tip off the bat of Tarosian. 0-1. Due up with the final 3 outs for the RoughRiders. Miller, Benedetti, and Gaselli. Fans sticking around here at the ballpark. Had a great attendance tonight. The stadium that has a capacity of 2,000 people was pretty packed.
series finale is first responders night. Malaria first responders invited to attend. We recognize before the game was a
1-1 will miss low. 2 balls and a strike to Tarosian. You can see the smoke rolling across your screen. That's from the 3 grills over in the Larks Nest that have been providing dollar burgers and water, thanks to Hayes Med Center all night long. The Larks concession stand and Larks Nest, always a hit, especially with the beverage batter. No beverage batter tonight, though, for the Larks. 3-1 count to Tarosian. And he will send one opposite field. Moving back is Benedetti. Ranges under it in front of the warning track in left center field. Larks go 1-2-3 for the 3rd straight inning. 11 straight retire for Hamilton as we go to the 9th. Hayes up by 6. Hader will come back to the mound looking to end the game.
Meet me down at the ballpark where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down
Top of the ninth, here we go in Hayes. Cade Hare returns for his third inning of work. Between him and Sam Hendon, 5 straight goose eggs for the Colorado RoughRiders. Larks have been scoreless in the past 4 innings, but they have scored 6 more runs. Foul ball over the right side, no balls and a strike. Weston Miller at the plate. 1 for 4 on the day with the single back in the first inning. The two teams have brought roughly the same amount of hitters to the plate. Larks have brought 2 more through the same amount of innings. They've left only 3 on base, however. Colorado's left 7 on. 1-1 will miss the zone. 2-1 counts. Benedetti on deck, Gaselli in the hole. 2-1 from Hare, popped over the right side and foul. Larks looking for win number 8 this year. They're 4th in the league. 4th win, they're not in 4th place, they're in 2nd place. 2-2 from Hare, check swing for Miller, and he will be called looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Hare, who had 2 in the last inning. Strikeout number 5 on the day for Hare through 2 1/3.
Now batting to left field at number 8. Brett Benedetti.
Benedetti is 0 for 3 into a double play, grounded out and lined out and walked. Walked and scored in that 3-run.
1 away. Base is empty for Brett Benedetti. 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Pop fly over the right side. Rice will call off Jeminian and Brown. A run between those two and record out number 2. Good play from Rice. Almost a collision between him and Jeminian. They communicated well enough. Jeminian slides to avoid him, and we're 1 out away from win number 8. Cleanup hitter Noah Gaselli to the dish. 1 for 4 on the day 1 for 3 with a single and a walk, a stolen base. Runs have come from every other batter through the first 7. Morris at the 1 spot, Benedetti, 3-hole, Bronk the 5-hole, Soltis in the 7-hole. 1-0 count here to Gaselli. These two teams will see each other tomorrow for game 2 of 3. You can catch it right here on Larks Network. First pitch at 7 p.m. Be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't have to worry about missing it. Whether you're a Larks fan, baseball fan, Rough Rider fan, or just happen to stumble upon the stream. 2-0, swung on a miss, Gaselli above it. The DH count moves to 2-1. Hare's retired 7 straight. And this one will miss inside. Gaselli takes a step back to watch it. 3-1 hitters counts. Larks have won 3 straight, and it's looking like they'll get their 4th here. 3-1, line to the right side. Rice records outs 2 and 3 of the 9th inning. This one moving back and left to record the line drive out. So Cade Hare will record the save, his first save as a Lark. Sam Hendon will pick up the win, his first win as a Lark. And the Larks win it here 12-6 over the RoughRiders. Braden Lucar got the start, went 3 innings, 6 earned runs. Hendon 3 in relief, and then Hare 3 in relief. Final stat line for the RoughRiders: 9 hits, 6 walks, 6 runs, 7 left on base. As for Hayes, 11 hits, 5 walks, 12 runs, and they leave 3 on base. Big game from Tyler LaRue. 3 runs scored, 6 runs driven in. Came up just a triple shy of the cycle and was the guy on deck when the 8th inning ended. Triple is always hard to get. Larks only have 1 triple this season. Well, we would like to see LaRue get the cycle. Hutcherson has a big day. Goes 2 for 4 with a double and a home run. 3 runs driven in and 1 run scored. The Larks win at 12-6 here. These two teams will take each other on for Game 2 tomorrow. First pitch at 7 p.m. Central Time. You can catch it right here on Larks Network. So I'll see you then. Thank you for tuning in. Larks win at 12-6. It's been Carson Ackerman on the call. Thank you for tuning in, and have a good rest of your night.